The reign of King Francis I marked the beginning of the French Renaissance and immense cultural advances. Francis was a patron of the arts and scholarship, who encouraged the spread of humanism and exploration of the New World. He promoted the standardization of the French language. As a knightly king, he fought campaigns in Italy and a series of ruinous wars against Charles V and the Holy Roman Empire. He formed an alliance with Suleiman the Magnificent, a controversial move for a Christian king at that time. A reading given on December 12, 1939, for a 24-year-old clerical worker described a past life as Francis I. The reading noted that from a historical perspective, Francis I was not a powerful or imposing ruler. Furthermore, he often found himself in conflict with neighboring lands. From that French experience, he carried over into his modern incarnation an innate interest in politics, with the ability and urge to direct the affairs of a community, county, state, or nation. He also tended to form immediate conclusions and assessments about the activities of those in authority in his own land and others. From that experience, he also possessed abilities with foreign languages and the use of humor to get his point across. The reading encouraged him to seek further education and training in diplomatic service, rather than entering directly into politics. Specifically, he was encouraged to pursue international studies at Princeton or Harvard for the next 3 or 4 years. He was told to rise above petty politics, as he attempted to do during that French incarnation as Francis I. These suggestions dovetail perfectly with that past life as Francis, when he made progress internationally through diplomacy with the Turks and exploration of the New World. Other past lives were mentioned: in Egypt as a merchant broker when Rome ruled the Mediterranean, in ancient Persia as a banker and merchant, and even earlier in Egypt as a diplomat. So the latent interest and abilities in international studies and languages was a prominent soul pattern for this entity. Curiously, this is the only reading associated with the historical Francis I, which illustrates the nature of Cayce's psychic process with regard to reincarnational history. The reading was requested by the young man's father, who also provided the background information and follow-up reports. The young man himself did not seem particularly interested or motivated to pursue the information. A single physical reading was also given for him at the request of the father. So there is no indication of a soul group experience in this case, because those close to this individual did not receive life readings, apart from a single one given for the father that provided very scant information about past lives. For the young man who had been Francis I, the past life information provided some psychological insights and career guidance counseling, with only passing reference to the well-documented historical record of that French monarch. In our next section, we will encounter the inverse situation, where several individuals received readings indicating past life associations with Cardinal Richelieu, yet nothing for Richelieu himself.